Hi, I'm Curious Vedanth, and welcome to season 3 of my podcast. Today, my guest is my uncle, Udayasimha N G, who is an assistant professor at the Faculty of Law, PES University, Bangalore. He has done his LLM in business law and postgraduate diploma in intellectual property rights from National Law School of India University, Bangalore. He loves to teach criminal law and the law of contracts. Hi, Udi. Welcome to my show.
Thank you, Vedant. It's indeed my pleasure to be on your show. And before we proceed further, I would like to acknowledge that I'm a proud uncle to have such a wonderful, genius nephew. And I'm happy to be with you virtually for this season 3. And yeah, let's proceed.
Yep, let's go. So, Odi, in my previous episode, Ambika explained to me about what law is. I'm curious to know what is criminal law?
Vedant, criminal law basically is like an ocean. Let me give you a very small example to understand what is criminal law for the listeners. Vedanta, we tend to say perform so many acts on day-to-day basis. Example, uh, say Vedant wakes up in the morning, Uday wakes up in the morning, and then takes bath, have breakfast, go to college, go to school, and come back. So these are various actions what we tend to perform, right? So similarly, there are certain actions where the law does not expect us to perform. Say example, I keep walking on the road and I see a person talking over the mobile phone. And what I do, I snatch his mobile phone and I run away. Okay, you got it? So this is also an action. Can I do this? The law says, no, you're not supposed to. Why not? Because this particular action, what I committed of snatching somebody else's mobile phone and running away, is basically forbidden by law. So I have caused an action which is called as theft. So Vedant, there are multiple actions wherein the law, in fact, expects us not to do. And where do you find this? You find this, there is something called as, say, Indian Penal Code. Example, Indian Penal Code is a set of rules and regulations which reminds us that, look, if you commit this, this is the punishment, whatever has been given to you. And furthermore, Vedant, to give you a brief idea about what criminal law is, criminal law basically concentrates on those actions, say behavior, conduct of a human being. Example, conduct of Uday, conduct of Vedant, conduct of anybody else. The criminal law keeps tracking every one of us. So once we say perform certain actions which is forbidden by law, then the criminal law will say punish us on the basis of the action what we do. So this is basically an overview of criminal law.
So, in the example you gave, where someone is talking on the phone and someone goes and just snatches it away,
Yeah.
the person doesn't have his phone now. Does he just go to the police and report it? And when he does that, how does the police have evidence that it's true?
Vedant, the things have changed now when you talk about evidence. Example, in the example what I created, say example, a person who is talking over the phone in at a junction. So basically, the police will look into the CCTV cameras, and they will try and track the person down, who snatched away the phone and who ran away. So once a particular person goes to the police station, writes a complaint to the police officer, stating the facts of the case, that I was standing at that particular junction at this time. I was talking over the phone. Suddenly, a person who was, example, who was wearing a blue shirt and a black trousers, say, came next to me. Suddenly, he snatched away my phone. He started running towards that direction. So you tend to give the explanation or the description of the event, whatever has occurred. And on the basis of the said facts of the case in the complaint, the police will try and investigate further to catch hold of the person who stole the mobile phone in this example.
Is there only criminal law, or are there different types?
Broadly speaking, there are four types of law. To begin with, we have criminal law, we have civil law, we have common law. Say common law is say judicial precedent. There is something called as judicial precedent. Now, what is this judicial precedent? There are certain say laws which in turn are made by the say the court of law. On the basis of the facts of the case, the court comes out with a particular judgment, and the judgment would be so good where it becomes a part of law. Basically, down the line, the lower courts will start following it, and then that becomes a common law. And the fourth one would be the statutory law. So we have so many statutes. Example, say Indian Penal Code. We have the law of contracts. Example, we have the wildlife protection laws and the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. So these are various statutory laws where we come across. So broadly speaking, Vedant, there are four types of law: criminal law, civil law, common law, as well as the statutory law.
Wow, that's very interesting. I mean, I didn't realize there are so many types of law. I only thought there was one type of law, which is just normal law, because I thought all law comes under one law.
Vedant, the law is like an ocean. Every drop of water counts in that. If we were to swim across the ocean, it takes a lifetime to understand the various kinds of law, the nuances of law. How do we understand it? How do we interpret it? It's a huge, it's a big, say, ocean. It's a humongous ocean where we need to say dive into it to understand the various implications of law.
I know the government makes laws, but what else does it do?
Vedant, as you rightly pointed out, that one of the prime, say, functions of the government is to make law. Now, what else does the government do? The first and foremost, let me tell you, Vedant, the government is like an event management company. Let me create an example. Now, why am I, say, making that statement that the government is like an event management company? Okay, if I were to arrange for Vedant's birthday party, now, do we require money or not? Do we?
Yes, we require.
Yes. So say, okay, so why do we require money? We require money to buy, a cake for Vedant's birthday. We require money to buy food for the guests. We require money to say decorate the event. We require money for return gifts. So similarly, the way the government also thinks that, okay, how do we run the country? Every day, the government requires money to run the country. Now, without money, how do you expect the government to run the country? So apart from making law there, the government looks into how do we make money, in the sense, how do we generate money? Only when the government has money, it can go ahead and build the roads, build the bullet trains, build the dams, concentrate on various, say, infrastructure projects. So the government, apart from making law, concentrates on revenue generation as well. The how do we maintain the finances? How do we arrange for the finances? And of course, Vedant, when we talk about the parliamentary form of the government, taking India as an example, the government also concentrates on how do we get in touch with the state governments, how do we get in touch with various stakeholders of the government. And furthermore, let me give you a simple example here. Say Vedant lives in Singapore as of now, and say Uday lives in India as of now. So the relationship between Singapore as a country, India as a country, basically the government concentrates on it as well. Now, how do I put it across? The relationship between the foreign nations is also one of the important functions what the government concentrates on. So making law is one aspect, implementation of law is the other aspect. Apart from that, these are various activities what the government thinks.
So that all is very nice. And what I've learned before this is judiciary, the legislator, and the executor.
Yes, Vedant, we call it as three main pillars of the government.
Does a law student learn all types of law?
Vedant, to be precise, the answer is no. We make sure in the universities that whatever the important aspects of law is being taught to them. And of course, the theoretical part of the law is more when you compare to the practical component of law. When we consider law as a profession, but we also make sure that some practical aspects of law is also dealt by conducting moot court, by conducting client counseling, by taking them to villages in the name of legal aid services, so on and so forth. But the question what you asked is fantastic, whether a law student will be in a position to learn all the laws. Vedant, unfortunately, no, a law student is not in a position to learn all the laws, nor a law teacher like me is in a position to teach all the laws, whatever we have in this world.
So, I mean, if the student does not learn all the laws, how does it know the other laws, the ones that you haven't taught them?
Vedant, basically, law is an ocean. Now that once a particular student of law dives into that ocean, with the help of law teachers like me, will start his, say, journey initially with the help of law teachers like me. So once he reaches a stage where he completes, his journey up to an extent, say the first phase of his journey or the second phase of his journey, then he becomes independent. So he starts exploring the other part of the ocean by himself.
Wow, so that's a very, very long process.
Yes, indeed, it is.
Why did you choose to be a law professor?
Vedant, in fact, I never wanted to take up law. That I wanted to take up journalism as my career. As advised, I had to take up law, and I never looked back. Then I started, say, concentrating on the law subjects. Then I thought, why don't I take up my master's? So I completed my master's, and then I got an offer from one of the law schools here to teach. Then I started teaching law. So this is the first, say, reason. The second thing is, Vedant, I always had this passion, inclination of teaching. When I was in first year of my law school, I used to work part-time at a coaching center to teach communicative English. So I did that, and slowly I also joined, say, newspaper in education, The Hindu. So I used to visit various schools. I used to teach them, say, public speaking, hearing skills, and so on and so forth. So I always had this passion towards teaching, but I never thought that I would end up being a professor of law, and start my career.
Even my dad was part of newspaper in education. What are your hobbies?
Vedant, the initially the hobby was to play cricket. In fact, when I was of your age, if I remember properly. In fact, I was, say, playing lots and lots of cricket. I used to go to the Sports Authority of India here in Bangalore. I used to play lots and lots of cricket. Then slowly, my focus shifted from playing cricket to the other hobby called singing. So basically, I sing, say, film hits. So this is my hobby as of now.
I also really love playing cricket. Hobby of cricket has been passed on to me from my grandfather.
Good to know that, Vedant. I think you should never stop playing cricket.
What advice would you give to my young listeners who want to study law?
The advice, rather than calling it as advice, Vedant, I would call it as a suggestion. I, as a teacher of law, I would always say that things have changed for good. You have lots and lots of opportunities. It's a beautiful career. I think you need not think, say, twice. There is no second thought if a particular student wishes to take up law. But as I always say, it's an ocean. So be ready to swim in the ocean. Your journey would be for a lifetime journey. If you're ready for a lifetime, say, journey of swimming in an ocean, you're most welcome to take up law as your career.
Those are some very nice suggestions.
Thank you, Vedant.
Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you, Vedant. It was a beautiful experience for me of participating in this interview. And I wish that, there are lots and lots of seasons which in turn are coming ahead by you. Thank you so much, Vedant. Have a good day ahead.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Dear listeners, follow my Facebook page Curious Vedanth to get updates on my upcoming episodes. To listen at leisure on your phone and get notified about future episodes, subscribe by searching for Curious Vedanth wherever you get your podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can also listen to my show on curiousvedanth.com. Thank you for listening to Curious Vedanth, and don't forget to rate and leave comments.